So I went to Harbor Freight again, where the same thing broke last time, but this one has a bunch of not only pulling uh, hydraulic rims, it has pushing ones too. I'm sorry, it has the pushing ones. It's 5 pushing ones, and it has 2 pulling ones. I think it's these two, I think it's these two right here. For $229, I think it was worth it. In the end, this is kind of handy now, and it'll complement what I have there already. And this is basically the exact same hydraulic piston that was in that kit over there. So rather than, because I called a couple of people, they said, oh, I think I have something. And it's like, oh, you got to buy the male and the female, so it's $50, you know. So I was like, you know what, F it. You know, if the other Ram is better than this one, which I don't think it is, I think it's the same thing. Actually, I can just take it out and go through my messy garage and look where it is and compare it. It looks exactly the same to me. Could be wrong, you know. I got the 2 adapters on it, but yeah, it's basically the same thing. So I'm like, you know, I have a backup cylinder now. You know, just put a plug in there so it doesn't leak fluid all over the place. But pretty much this does the same thing. This cap unscrews and this guy screws onto it. So in the end, yeah, I paid more money, but I didn't want to spend something and then it wasn't going to be able to find it. I mean, if I look for part numbers off this, possibly, you know, I'll find something, or if I call, you know, Harbor Freight, they can get me one. That way, you know, it's all the same stuff, you know. It's unfortunate that it broke. I really am not happy about that, because I really only used it, you know, my second time I'm using it, and I used it hard, but I mean, that still shouldn't have made a difference. But I think I'm back up and running now, so this will work out. This Ram actually looks like it's a bigger piston in there than this one, you know, and a smaller piston doesn't always mean that it's bad, you know, but that's the only difference I see. So it's bigger and it has more surface area. It'll go slower, but the other one, I think it goes really fast, the small one, and then what happens, pressure backs up, you know. So, but obviously if they have better fittings, it wouldn't do that. So, but ultimately I pretty much, you know, solved my problem, at least for now. Let's see what new problems arise. So unfortunately, this piece right here, okay, is actually a different thread than this one. This, because it is a bigger piece. Apparently there's a kit that's 10,000 pounds, very similar kit to mine. This is the 4,000 pound kit, most likely, because even though, like, this says, so this is 4 tons, so that's 8,000 pounds. This doesn't say anything on it, but it ended up being this guy here doesn't fit on this. I tried every which way, and then I realized these black plastic things that come, you know, originally with it, and then you take it off, you can see how one is bigger than the other. This is a little thicker too. It's hard to tell, but it's definitely, well, by my eye, it's definitely bigger, but not by a whole hell of a lot. That's kind of sad, actually, that they would do something like that, unless the thread is just messed up. But I just figured, fuck it. In the meantime, I take the new one. I took the fitting off, and I put it on the other one, you know. That's it, you know. I got to do it that way. Try to get something done. Oh well. All right, since it's getting late and dark, I think I'm going to try to move this and okay, and get it out just enough. I should probably just leave it like that overnight under pressure and see what happens. May hit it with a hammer a few times, see if I can get it to go out more. But it'd be nice if I had those brackets new. Like I said, that's pretty twisted. I mean, for me to try to hammer this back flat, it's not even flat though. It starts up and it kind of curves. At least that's what it seems like. It just doesn't seem a viable solution right now. So, you know, like this might be the curve up, but it just folded underneath. It's definitely not right. It's too much to try to fix and to even remotely get in the right place. So therefore, I'm probably just going to get a set of these, get the part numbers off them, because I haven't been able to find them. I found for a 2011 on eBay, but I'm curious if they're available, you know, new. Even they may not be a ton of money, so I'll try to figure that out. Oh well. Oh, pretty rough day. So I got it to come out more. I kept hammering everything because these tack welds, they all started coming loose. That kind of goes with the territory of trying to manipulate a radiator support, but it's out a lot. I didn't even really do the driver's side. I just think by taking off that bracket it helps, but it seems pretty good on that side. But the only thing is over here is the end of the radiator support here. It's bent in. It's very hard to get, but this was totally covered. This curved part right here was on the. I barely just got the bolt out when I took out that bracket. You know, I had to get dented in a little bit, but at least there's something now. But it'll probably go in a little bit once I release that. But I'm going to leave it overnight. I'm probably going to shove the other one inside here and see if I can move it more. As you can tell, also the tack welds, you know, came off right there. I hammered this down. I'll probably tack weld it after, you know, or something. Not sure if it's even worth it right now. It's not like a huge deal. You know, the car's gonna be way better off, but it's just not what it used to be, obviously, you know, without changing this whole thing. But that's, you know, it's really a body shop job. It's pretty good so far, as far as to make the car working and livable. Got a done down. It's there. And the other thing is that the bumper itself, because it was such a low hit, this bumper, I mean, you could see it's going very easy across. It's not compromised. It just was below the bumper. It was a very stupid low hit. And like I said, I was smacking down on this, trying to straighten this out. You know, like I said, a lot of these tack welds, they were all out already, or they came out when I started bending it. But like, yeah, little imperfections here and there. But it's gonna need some tweaking. It's getting late though, I don't want to keep banging. But there's gonna be some work that needs to be done on this side as well. You know. I gotta find a way to, you know, put a piece of metal probably underneath and weld these brackets to it. You know, I'm on the fence. I haven't been able to find them yet, but I'm on the fence whether or not I can try to bend these back somehow, because it's never going to be perfect anyway. You know, but it's just a lot of work to really mess with it. You know, but and there's always a chance I get it at least in the right place, so that helps. But this will keep the you know, everything kind of straight, you know, because obviously you don't want what happened with this one, where the radiator, where it basically warped because it had no choice once it started heating up. I mean, that's hilarious. This thing here got messed up. It's really just the thing popped out. They had something written on the cap. No, don't put any. Don't put radiator fluid in. Whatever, not radiator fluid. Washer fluid. Anyway, that's where a hose went right here. It's like kind of kinked right there. I might be able to like maybe warm it up ever so slightly and try to bend it back. But maybe I can get this thing working again. The wire that was cut looks like it's the wire that goes for that. You know, for the washer. This broke in the accident. But, still got more shaping and stuff to do. It's got to be a world better, you know, so couldn't even, these holes, these two holes here, the two radiator holes, like they were nowhere near, come on phone, they were nowhere near in line with each other. It was a mess, you know. So, and you know, as soon as you look from this way, everything was slammed up against the motor. That's why you got this hole here. I was thinking about getting it welded, but a brand new one online is like $11 to $20 plus shipping and tax, you know. So I think this is as good as it's gonna get with a little more tweaking. But those brackets are gonna be pretty important depending what I do with them, or if I can actually reuse them or not. I may add metal to this as well to stiffen it up to make up for the broken tack welds. But honestly, it's got to be just good enough to be able to protect itself in an accident. And above, like I said, where the bumper is, it's actually solid and it's not bent. It was really just messing up this bottom sheet metal here, which is very, very strong because of the way it's made in layers and stuff like that. But it's really not, it's not a safety issue with this. You know, the airbag did deploy in this car, so that's not gonna, you know, pop again. But you know, this is as good as it's gonna get, you know, as far as, you know, it seems relatively fair, I want to say. You know, I could start taking measurements and seeing it's like you know, as long as I get this radiator in somewhat, it should be fine. And I can add shims, I can play with it a little bit. I don't know if this is bent. I don't really think it is, you know, so it does not look like it at all. You know, everything is intact. So I'm happy about that. You know, all this stuff here, I unbolted it, but it's all tweaked a little bit. I'll probably have to bend it to make it fit back again, or drill the holes out a little bit. But this is like a power steering fluid cooler, and this one is solid because it's bolted here, and it goes up and around. It's kind of weird, but and then there's a separate one over here. So I don't understand how there's two, but you know, maybe one is the pressure and one's the return. Kind of silly. Oh, it's actually, one is a train. Okay, it goes right here. Duh. This is the tranny cooler. So there's one. The bottom one is the transmission cooler. The top one is the power steering fluid cooler. So I unbolted this one. This guy, I got one bolt off over there. You know, right there. But I mean, this is just like a world of difference. There was literally, I could barely put my finger between here before. Now I got all this room. But it's going to go back in once I release the piston. But I just figured my chances are better if I leave the pressure on overnight. I'll probably just do that. You know, it'll be fine. You know, even if it goes back, it's in a good enough place. You know, like I said, if you're gonna rig something, you gotta get in the ballpark of, you know, hey, this is probably gonna work. You know, kind of thing. But I'm quite impressed with myself right now. But and then, you know, the car can maybe run for a while longer then, because I don't see how you can keep changing a radiator on it, you know, wearing out like that year after year or months after months, you know. I didn't think it was a year. I think it was 6 months maybe. In the summertime they had this done. So, like I said, I don't think I can really straighten that thing out, and it's worth fixing. You know, the idea is to, you know, get a new one and let it be straight and make sure it fits in straight and doesn't, you know, get compromised. You know, you want it to go in properly. So I'll probably have to hit it from the bottom, you know, a few things to tweak it, but it's getting dark. I gotta clean up before it becomes too hard to see. And that's it. So hopefully this is, just have to order some parts. I gotta talk with the girl and see what happens. You know, hopefully the final result comes out good, and I think it's got to be 1,000 times better than what it was, at least. All right, thanks for watching.